Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we will design a necklace using Bargain Bead Box subscription item. This is the strand of bead that we received in the box, and I'm going to make a bracelet with it. So there is actually I made 7 bracelets or so, and I gave away the 6 bracelets, and then I have only one left from the one that I made for gifts. And this is a pattern. Okay, this was a pattern from I think jewel school or so, and it's kind of a easy pattern, so I made this with that, but my version is different. Like I also made the adjustable strap, and in their video they didn't show an adjustable strap. It's actually, this one is flawed, that's why I didn't give. And if I take and make a knot, and then the amount that we can use for adjusting will reduce, so that's the reason I kept it. So I will adjust it, make it shorter, and use it for my younger daughter. So this the 6 bracelets I gave away was a birthday gift for my elder daughter's birthday. So I wanted to take a picture before that, I forgot. So now there is no way I can get a picture of those, but this is what it looks. So you have more of a bead look than to the cord. Since I use the same cord, you might not see anything, and it's just a bracelet. It looks nice. If you use a different cord, the contrast card, the color will show. In this I have done. Hopefully I was in the camera within the thing, but I don't know. So this one, this is my version of the bracelet. It's a little bit different, as you guys can see. If I hold it like this, the beads are staggered, right? In this, if you see, the beads are on the same line. So it depends upon how you want the bracelet to look. But I'll show you guys this one right here, how to make. And I used the lobster claw like they used in jewel school. And you can do this with this, or you can do with sliding clasp. It's totally up to you. If you are using a lobster claw clasp and a closure like that, then you should know exactly whom you are making it for and the wrist size. But the staggered look is kind of very pretty to me. I really like this, and this is my design. So I'll show you guys this first, and then we will go on what is different about that and this. So we need, say, about 25 beads is what we will need for this bracelet. So I will dump some and then make a knot and keep. The problem was actually I had this bad iritis episode, iritis or uveitis, whatever you want to call. So that's why I wasn't able to make jewelry for quite some time now. For 2 weeks I wasn't able to. Now I'm able to, not that much. I'm still filming with sunglasses on because the brightness is a little bit too much for my eyes to handle. So if I do a mistake, please consider me excused. I consider myself excused because obviously I'm not at my best. So here we go. I'm going to take about, say, 4 feet. You don't need 4 feet, but I realized 3 feet is what I needed for making this bracelet, plus 8 inches for the clasp, adjusting sliding clasp. So but for this pattern, right, you might need less, right? You don't have, but I just want to make sure that I have enough. I don't want to run short, which I did in a couple of bracelets. So I made it small, so I don't want to do the same again. So I have 4 feet again. If we cut it, then we can use it for the clasp part. Okay, so fold it into half. Okay, so actually what I did was I left say about 10 inches on one side, so that you have enough to knot, because in this pattern we will knot with one side of the cord and we will string beads with the other side. So you have folded it into half. Okay, take one strand and just move it to 10 inches like this, right? Just like this. Now you have the 10 inches extra and the strand. Now this is considered to be the middle. Okay, so we are doing this pattern, so go ahead and make a knot. So you need a small loop for your lobster claw clasp to go through, so keep that in mind. So when you make this overhand knot, make a loop and put the end of this middle of the cord inside, so, and then just tighten your knot. So you don't need a bigger one, just need a small loop, just like that would be fine. So tighten that up. So this is what we have so far. So now I'm going to use my knotty do-it-all. So if the folding of the cord is too too confusing, you can just have half, 4 feet half, that's okay. This is my knotty do-it-all, and these has pegs, right? And you can measure exactly how much you want. So I set the pegs to 7 inches because I need a 7-inch bracelet. So there we go. I just insert the part where I knotted just before where I knotted, and there is 2 strands. So you take the strand which is smaller, right, which is shorter, and we are going to add the beads. So we need a lighter to melt the ends, and if you press it and elongate the melted end, you will have like a needle kind of a thing. So you can start adding the beads. I forgot to mention this is 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, right? And then the beads that I'm using, these are 6 by 4 millimeter roundel beads. So I used pearls, I used hexagon shaped beads, I used roundels, as in here this is a hexagon shape English cut beads. These are 6 millimeter as well, and I even used bicones. It came out very pretty. So you can use any beads you want, which is available in your stash for this project. That's the versatility of this project. It's very versatile. You can use any beads you want, and still I even used beads like this. This one is a weird shaped beads, but I used those came out pretty as well. So you can use a smaller bead like a 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter bead. Metallic beads you can use. You can use seed beads, 6 or seed beads, 8 or seed beads. It depends. And then you can use a thinner cord if you're using thinner, smaller size beads. That will look even more prettier. So So let's count how many beads I have here. 1 2 3 4 8 12 16 18. So 4 8 12 16 I'll do 20 beads because I want more beads than knots. So this is the same size I used in this bracelet, and I have more knots without beads, so I just wanted to add more beads. So I added that. I'm gonna set the peg down, move all the beads down. First we are going to do a couple of knots without beads. Okay, here we go. So you don't have to have the knotty do it all. You can just tape this to your table, to your work surface, and do this. Okay, so this is a Larks knot that I'm doing. So consider it like this is the long cord. So go over, under, and pull through. Okay, and then under, over, and pull through. That is one. Okay, so as you guys can see, it is Larks knot at the end of the day. So over, under, and pull through, under, over, and pull through, right? And so I don't want to do any more knots with without the beads. So I'm just pushing the bead here. Okay, I'm taking the cord and placing it on top of the base cord, and then I'm putting under it and through that loop that I have created. If you see, it's like a 6 pattern, right? Just do that. Okay, now you should be tight. There should be a, you know, it should be taut or taunt. What do you call that? It should be tight. Okay, the tension needs to be maintained. So now push the next bead. This time you will go under, over, and pull through like Larks knot. But instead of that, take the knotting cord to your side, to your other side, to your right, and then do the same. Over, under, and pull through. Okay, now also there will be a 6. Okay, but I'm just doing it on the other side. See this? Tighten the top. Can you see the zigzag forming of the knots? Now push the next bead. Now bring your cord to your left, over, under, and pull through. All the time we are doing the over, under, and pull through only, but make sure these knots come on tight. Okay, then push the next bead, take it to the right, over, under, and pull through that loop. Okay, so this is the method that the jewel school has done, which I did here. You will see only the beads on that part, and all the knots will be on the back. As you can see, zigzag pattern knots are there. So for my version, I'll tell you guys. I like the staggered look, right? So for that, let me take my tweezer nose pliers. This is one of the best tools that I ever have owned. I love the Zuron pliers. They are very good. So here we go. Can you see that? In this I have used two cords. I have used both the cords and did the knots. Let me show you guys. For this pattern, I think we will do this pattern with these beads first, and then I'll show you the other ones too. So for this kind of a pattern you need that 11-inch difference, but for the pattern that I used, both the cords needs to be on the same size. Okay, let me just do this first, and then I will show you my version, right? So I wanted to do the other way around, first show my version and then show this version, but since I folded the cord into half, this is the version I'm going for. So push it, bring it on the other side, over, under and pull through, over, under and pull through, over, under and pull through. So it whips up pretty fast as well. So if you're making gifts, especially for Christmas, Halloween, stuff like that, this goes up very fast, and then you can make yourself a bracelet pretty fast, or for your friends and family, quick last minute gifts for birthday parties. So make sure you tighten it up as you go, and make sure you go on the other side as well. You need a little bit more beads for this pattern because the knots in between the beads are less. So I shall add more beads and come back. So I decided to do a little bit more. It's like 7¼ inches, exactly my wrist size, and I'm doing this with the lobster claw clasp. So I finished beading, knotting the beads, and now I'm going to, already we have half a knot here, right? So I'm gonna do another half a knot, and this time I'm doing the same way that we did knot this one, like to the right and to the left. It will yield the same result as the Larks head knot. Okay, so if you can look close, you will get a Larks head knot at the end of the day. So just 2 knots, and then we are done. Now what we are going to do is take this cord and once again check the wrist size. So the Jewel School, they did knot. Okay, this is a little bit bigger, as you guys can see here, right? A little bit big, so I need to remove this, and I'll come back. So in the Jewel School, they actually knotted with just the lobster claw clasp, but I'm going to do our square knot. So I'm just going to insert both the cords through the lobster claw. Okay, just like this, and take this back. Okay, just put the lobster claw into the peg and hold it right there, and then we just need a small gap, like 2 square knots should be good enough. So I'm just going to add this here. Okay, now this is a little bit taller, maybe just add it to this. Okay, just a little bit gap. So take this, consider this to be the base cord, and these two are your knotting cords, but I just want to do either P or Q. P is keeping like this, going on top, going underneath, and going through. This is Q, right? P is doing this side. So here we go, either P or just Q, just one of those. Like we are not completing the square knots, we are just doing just the P's. 4 P's is good enough. So 2, 3 and 4 until the Larks head knot. Until then I just do that and then leave it right there and pick this off and see if it is nice and even, or can I squeeze in one more knot. Let me try. Yep, I can squeeze that one more knot inside that. Now all I need to do here is snip my cord just leaving a little bit distance. We still have cord left, so and take it and melt the end and press it against your work. There we go. I know I didn't do it very properly this side, but with my eyes it's a little bit difficult. So here we go. I'll do it in a couple of days, then it should be good. So here is what it is, right? This I feel very safe than just tying an overhand knot. This square knots or spiral knots is much more safe in my opinion. So this is how it goes around your wrist. There we go. So this is how it goes around your wrist. I hope this looks very pretty as well. Now my version, I'll show my version with the lobster claw as well. If you want to do the adjusting knot, it's not a big deal. Probably we can do the adjusting knot with my version this time, right? So this is the one that we are going to do. See how flexible they are. I really like that one, that part. So for that, what I did was I cut again. So for this we have let me see how much is left. We have about say 10 inches, 20 inches left. So give or take 3 feet cord would be good enough for you guys to do this project. So but for my version we need both the cords to be equal length. So I took 4 feet and I'll let you guys know exactly how much we need at the end of my project. Hold it like this and fold the cord into half. Okay, and this point what I want to do is I just want to melt both the cords. We are doing sliding knot in this, so melt both the cords together. Take a bead, pop it in there, you should make a needle that's big enough to go so that you can pull it from the other side. There we go. Bring this bead all the way down, make an overhand knot by not leaving a loop, but we are just making an overhand knot at the end, just like this, and push the bead down. Okay, this is what we have so far. And now what I'm going to do here is Take my naughty do it all. Put the peg in and measure, say 3 inches. Okay, and then so exactly 3 inches, then slide that here. Okay, and now we need to separate these two cords and add beads, 10 beads on both the cords, and then we are going to knot. So there is a needle here, but not a needle there. There we go. So I'll string the beads and come back and show you guys how to make this bracelet. So I added 10 beads on both the strands. On each strand 10 beads. So I'm just going to do a sliding knot. Sliding knot is just like an overhand knot. Make yourself a loop. Put actually big loop, right? Put your finger, like 2 fingers, into that loop and grab the end part of the tail part of the cord and just hold it like this and tighten that. So this is a knot which slides off like this, right? So all you need to do is make a big loop, put 2 fingers inside and grab the tail part and just pull the other part like that. There you will get a sliding knot. This prevents the beads from falling off. So I have done both. So the thing is, first of all we are going to make 2 knots without the beads. So take it, doesn't matter which side it is. I'm just going to make I know the beads are here, but just the regular knot, right? And then this side. Okay, so instead of doing it with the same cord, this time I'm going to pick up the other cord and do 2 knots. That's holding this like this, over, under, and pull through once. Okay, and then take this cord this side, over, under, and pull through once. So I'm not going to use my second peg at all. Okay, rather I'm going to interchange these things and use it, meaning I'm just going to use one of the pegs, not going to use the second one, and I'm going to hold this like this and do my knots. So I just put 1 bead down there. There you go. Right, no, actually first I will do the left because that's when I did the knot with. So I'm gonna do the knot with the right hand cord. So take the right hand cord, left there is a bead, right? Go over, under, and pull through. Okay, make sure the bead is there like that. Now take the cord on that left side and then like this, over, under, and pull through. Okay, once you do that, now put a bead on the side, on the right side, because this is the one you knotted with, right? So put the bead on that side so that you can knot with the other side. Now over, under, and pull through. One thing you need to make sure is there is beads on both the cords, so when you make the knot they will come and hinder you. Now one more time, place it on this side and then do the knot. So now on the left side you will have your bead, and you will do the knot with this side. That's one, right? The two will be like that. The one thing you need to make sure is you don't have any, see, if you do it tight it'll be like this, or else it'll be a little bit loose like this. I like to do tight, so I'm just going to do it tight. Then pop the next bead down there. Okay, over, under, and pull through. Then take this on this side and then do over, under, and pull through. See, if there is beads you might find it difficult, so open up that loop and take your beads out and make sure it's nice and tight, right? So now take the bead on that side, now go over, under, and pull through, and then that side over, under, and pull through, right? Now pop the bead on the left, go with the right, over, under, and pull through, and then do it on the other side, over, under, and pull through. Now on this side I'll also show you another way. So you, instead of taking the cord on the right and the left, can take it over, under, and pull through, and then you can put under, over, and pull through like that. See, this is the same as that one. Either way is fine. See this? I'm doing it with the same cord. You will realize it once you make a mistake. So it's hard to make a mistake in this when you're doing knots like that. I'll finish doing these knots and I'll come back. So here I finished it, and this was the last knot that I made with this left, the cord on the right. So now with my left I do one more lock set knot. That's one, that's two. So those are the knots that we need to finish this bracelet off. Okay, so now what are we going to do here is, see, we have more cord left. Again, add a bead on both the cords and bring it all the way here. Measure 3 inches, then tie a knot. both are almost the same. So this much cord is left. Press it. Let me see how much is left. Right, about say 14 inches. So I would suggest 3 feet of cord is good enough to do this bracelet. Okay, and then an 8-inch for the sliding knot. So I'm gonna do the sliding knot here. So if you are doing the sliding knot, if you are doing the lobster claw, then it'll slightly differ. Here we go. I take one of the pieces, that's more than enough. So I'm just going to do the alternate piece and cues. This is a square knot, the macrame knot. So hold the 2 ends and then keep your finger, and then so that it comes in the middle. Square knot is something which is very basic to macrame. Okay, then a cue. It consists of P and Q. This is the base cord, these are the knotting cords. Keep it like a Q format. Take the next cord on top of this cord, underneath all of those, through that loop and pull through. So now keep it as a P, and then do the same with the left side cord. So 1 P and 1 Q consist of a square knot. If you are not aware of square knots, please go ahead and watch the basic macrame knots tutorial on my channel. I will leave down the description box below the link for the video. You can do as less as 3 or 4 square knots, or as many as you want, depending upon how long you want your bracelet to be. If you think that the beaded portion is less, you can add more here, and vice versa. So I'm going to do a couple of knots as long as I'm able to do with this small cord. Then I'm going to stop there. So don't make this very tight. Some people are tight beaders, some people are tight knotters, but this knot is for sliding, right? So you just slide those two cords underneath. So it's better to make it a little loose than tight, so that's easier for you to put it on and off. So you don't have to be very tight for this knot, is all I'm saying. And that's all I need. Gonna take it off the pegs. Snip the cord. Take my lighter. So melt and then push it on the side so that you don't have any disturbance sliding the cords underneath. So here we go. Somehow twisted here. There we go. So basically ours is ready. See how it is. So you have the cord here and there coming if you do it very tight. If you do it a little loose, this is how it is. And in this, there is only one knot. Here there is 2 knots, right? We did twice. Over and under, over and under. This is my own version. I will also show you guys this version in the part 2 or part 3 of this video. So this one, and this one is different, and this one is also different. Depending upon which look you want, you can go ahead and choose the pattern that you like. I hope you like this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day and bye. This is the end product, and this is a sliding knot, and this is how it looks, and this is how this looks, right? And this I will show you guys.